Friday morning, we're talking on the phone this morning, all the way from Fort Worth, Texas, with Ashley Ram Gosnell. And she visits us on an interesting topic. We have had this topic, and we've been all around it lately, talking about cell phone usage, and particularly cell phone usage among young students. My son is a teacher, and he has to deal with this, and every teacher has his or her own philosophy. School districts have to come up with policies, and well, are students using their phones too much in school? Ashley Ram Gosnell has a master's in education. She's the owner of Tutor Revolutions, an online nationwide tutoring company helping students achieve academic success. And she's on the line with us. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Ashley, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad to have you on the air with us here this morning. It's a problem, isn't it? And as I said, every school district has to deal with it, and even within their own classrooms, teachers have to come up with a policy that works.
Yes, and you know your son's a teacher, you said. So every school has to either all ban, which is what I feel is the best policy, or let their teachers leave it up to their discretion. But the problem with that is the variation between the teachers throughout the day can really cause that extra disruption to that student.
Yeah. So we're looking at all kinds of studies. You know that there are going to be people looking into it, and studies will come out about the effectiveness of cell phones in education, the harm that cell phones could cause. And it seems like educationally, at least, and the way kids learn so far, it's harmful.
Absolutely. The brain issues, the safety issues, but more what we're seeing immediately is the socialization, the isolation, the bullying, not being able to speak to someone in person. Let me tell you a quick story about a student who was a junior, and I had to tell him, hey, when we're having a conversation, you have to respond. There's only one other person here, and I need some sort of response, even like a yeah, uh-huh, or right, something. And it was weird for me to have this conversation, but maybe your son is seeing that too, that older students need to be taught how to communicate, just even one-on-one.
Isn't it funny how we call it social media, and it's turning us into antisocial creatures?
Yes, and what I do see, even among my friends, as well as my students, is they'll be a shy, quiet person, and then all of a sudden online, they're a whole different person, you know, talking on controversial topics, leading discussions, and I'm like, who is this person? So some people are really more social online, and it's absolutely harming them in real life.
Well, that's the thing. We know that those skills are buried within them, socialization skills. They're finding a means of expressing it without having to actually develop meaningful interactions with other people. And whether we're talking about book learning, as they used to call it, in an educational sense, or learning those skills of communication, of relationships with people, and getting along with one another, those they call them soft skills now. Either way, we're failing the students by allowing them to do so much on their phones.
Yes, and we are a civilization, and we must work together, and we have to show our children how we do this. So we have to really start setting some examples at home and as educators. I'm sure your son makes sure not to get on his phone for every little thing because he knows they're watching, and they will model your behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Ashley, when we're talking about educational ramifications of cell phone usage, and we're talking about social and those sorts of issues, we also need to talk about mental health, don't we, when we're envisioning how phones are affecting us. Mental health has become such a big topic, and here in our community, there's a brand new facility being built by our local hospital, the Indiana Regional Medical Center. It is a mental health facility, and the cell phone usage by everybody, whether it's an educational setting or not, it's a big part of that whole equation.
Yes, and as adults, we've seen it in all the various groups we're involved in as keyboard warriors, right? And so these are teens doing it to each other. And it could be something like posting about someone's outfit or even blasting a teacher online. But the suicide rate among our young people is just, it's devastating. And it's obviously gotten worse since COVID. People are so lonely, even in these massive schools with so many others around them.
Ashley, can we do this, though? Can we say to schools, just tell them not to use them in school and put the phone away? Or is it better for us to develop programs teaching them how to properly use cell phones?
The good thing about our schools and how they're set up is each school district is going to be able to do what they need to do, whether it's implement something high-tech like those magnetic sealable pouches or even some low-tech, just put in the pouch on a door, or if they're going to allow some technological usages throughout the day here and there. But you'll have to talk to your son about what I've seen latest research is it takes 20 minutes to refocus. So what I used to do as an incentive, give, a little cell phone time, now I'm having to rethink that strategy. I'm like, if it's really going to take them 20 minutes to fully get back into that mode, I can't allow that either. So it'll be interesting to see across the nation what some do, whether it's a full ban, light ban. But, you're right. We can't go back in time. And in a perfect world, we would love to have self-regulating 11 to 17-year-olds with their usage, but that just doesn't happen.
We'll have to keep grappling with it until we find the best approach. Tell me about Tutor Revolutions. What can you do?
Yes, head to getmyanow.com. If you guys have any kiddos out there or yourself, we do help adults. And we help with remediation where you feel like your child is really struggling or not reaching their potential. And then we also have those A-plus students who want even higher A-pluses. So we help a myriad of students across the country. We've seen tons of the curriculums. We work within your curriculum, high-tech, right? Mm-hmm. Online only. So technology definitely has a place, but must be utilized correctly and not for every learner, as you could imagine.
Yeah. Tell me that website again.
Getmyanow.com. Just go and get it.
Getmyanow.com. She is Ashley Ram Gosnell with us here this morning. Hey, have a wonderful day today and a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There is Ashley Ram Gosnell with us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning.